guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is a foundation routine. I wanted to show you guys how I go about applying my foundation, a little bit of highlight and contour. I don't do any liquid contour or cream contour, but I could make a video on that if you guys want to see that. So if you want to see how I achieve this foundation look that I do mostly every day, and just keep watching. So I'm going to start by priming my face, and I use 2 primers, which is not necessary, but it's just what I like to do because I am combination, which means that I have open pores around my T-zone, but I also have dry patches that I want to take care of, so I need 2 different primers for myself. I use the Too Faced Hangover RX or Hangover X primer. It's a hydrating primer. So I use that on my dry patches and just to hydrate my skin and prep it for foundation. So I just apply it actually towards like the outer parts of my face. And I also have a dry patch like right in the center of my forehead. And my entire forehead really. So I just hydrate kind of my entire face but keep it focused on like the dry areas. And then I use the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer. And I use this on like areas where I have big pores and texture. And this is just going to smooth it and give also a good base for my foundation. I'm just going to apply this to this area right here in my nose. And then my cheeks. You can see how it smooths out. So lately I've been loving the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation, but yesterday I picked up my NARS All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation in the shade Syracuse, and I'm loving it. I forgot how much I love this foundation. It's so lightweight and it's so good for like my dry patches. It doesn't cling on. And also I'm a little bit more tan than usual, and this is just more accurate to my skin tone shade. So I'm going to pump that onto the back of my hand. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to apply it onto my face and blend it out. This is a perfect match for my skin tone, which is why I've been really loving it. And it's super lightweight but still gives you the coverage, and it's definitely buildable. And you want to make sure to take your time with this and give your face an even layer, because the whole point is to give you a smooth kind of one shade finish. So you want to blend this all over your face. So I completely missed a step. Oh, I feel so frustrated, but usually I apply my under eye Becca Under Eye Corrector. It's the Backlight Targeted Color Corrector in the shade Peach. And usually I apply that on under my eye, under my foundation, but I forgot to, so I'm just going to do it over my foundation, and it still will do the same thing, but I'm just going to use my fingers for this. But if you're putting it over your foundation, you just want to keep it super light, and you don't want to go overboard. Color correcting, you just want to go over literally the exact area that you want to correct. You don't want to blend it outward or anything. So literally going directly under my eyes, and I'm not blending it out, but rather blending it in, I guess you could say. And I'm not using too much of it because I really don't need too much of it. And then I can go ahead and use my Beauty Blender to blend the foundation slightly over it. And then after that, I'm going to use my concealer to conceal under my eyes as well as highlight. I'm using my favorite concealer. It's the Urban Decay Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer in the shade Light. This is amazing. I talked about it in my favorites video. It's creaseless. It blends really nicely and highlights nicely. Looks great in pictures. So I'm just going to apply that under my eyes first. And then I bring it up to kind of create a natural contour by highlighting around the nose and bring it down. And I know this seems like a lot, but you can just blend it out with the Beauty Blender, and it really blends out nicely. Like, you're not going to have cake face. And then I just highlight on the bridge of my nose and my forehead area, like here. And you really don't have to apply this much. This is just part of my routine. It's what I'm comfortable with, but you really don't have to apply this much. And then just the chin area. And then you can also apply this to the eyes just to hide any discoloration on there. And then you take your beauty blender and I just blend this all out. So now before this creases, I'm going to quickly set with my Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush. I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit and I'm taking the banana shade on the top center. And I'm just going to press it into the highlighted areas. And also the eyelid so it doesn't crease on there. For the rest of my face, I like to set with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Translucent Powder. And I don't apply too much of this, but I use a Real Techniques powder brush. And again, I don't apply too much, but I just use this to lightly set the rest of my face so it doesn't move, or so that the foundation doesn't move or crease. And also setting the rest of your face with powder helps any powder you put over that, like bronzer and blush, blend a lot better and not look as patchy. So now I'm taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder and I'm taking a wet beauty blender. I'm using a different one at this point. And I'm just going to bake under my eyes and around any area that creases. This is just going to smooth everything out. It's going to look really good in pictures and help everything not crease. I'm bringing it up to where I place the concealer, so the laugh lines. I want to set that. For now, while this bakes, I'm going to bronze, and I'm using my Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm using a Luxie Lush 504 large angled brush. I'm just going to bronze the hollow areas of my face, so cheekbones, temples, not too much because I have pretty small forehead, so I don't want to bring it in too much. I want to highlight it, but for the sake of dimension and balance, I'm gonna bronze it out of my chin a little bit. Now I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit. I'm gonna take the bottom center shade and the left shade as well and mix them, tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna use this deeper into the hollow of my cheeks to give it a deeper contour. I'm also going to take the bottom center shade and I'm going to pinch the brush a little bit and just apply it to my nose to contour it a little bit. So for blush, I'm using my NARS blush in the shade Torrid, and I'm using my Sephora Pro Angled brush. I'm just going over the contour. And I'm not going on the apples of the cheeks, but rather I'm going over the contour on the outer parts of the cheeks. And to highlight, I'm using my favorite mix. I'm using my Morphe M501 brush, and I'm spraying it with my MAC Fix Plus. And then I'm using my MAC Oh Darling highlight, which is my favorite. And I'm just highlighting the top of my cheekbone. And the Fix Plus helps it stand out a lot more. I'm also going to highlight the bridge of my nose and my tip of my nose. And the cheekbone. And I'm just going to go over the blush a little bit. And then I'm going to set this whole look. And that's just going to set all the powders. And that's your finished look. I almost forgot one more step. I just take the Laura Mercier translucent powder with the beauty blender. And I just bake under my contour to clean it up and make it a little bit sharper. And I just leave it there for a little bit. And then I take my powder brush and I just blend it out. Now I'm going to go do the rest of my face and come back. I just did my eyebrows, I did mascara and a bold lip. And this lip is the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the shade Aria. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For this video I decided to do my go-to makeup look, and I always reach for my